friends! Happy Friday! Sun is shining. It's been warmer, although our lammy March weather may turn liony soon, but we will take it while we can, right? Enjoy the spring. So, good morning. Today's story time is all about music because it is Music in Schools Month in March. And so I was inspired to do a music story time with all of us today. Now, before we get started, in our story time grab and go kits for this month, for today's story time, there were some instruments that you could make. And if you've happened to make them, or maybe even if you haven't, you could grab those materials. I'm going to just talk about the instruments first this morning because we can use them during our story time today. If you didn't get a story time kit, you might have things around the house that you can use during our story time as well. So we're going to start out with that. And actually, I'm going to show you the two that we might use today and that you can probably make the easiest or the quickest. And I'll give you some alternatives that you can find around your house. But one of the instruments that I gave you to make was an egg shaker. So there's a plastic Easter egg, or just whatever eggs you use, these plastic eggs, and then inside I just put some dried peas. You can use dried rice, you can use dry peas, you can use dried beans, anything that's dry and will make some noise. So for example, you can hear my egg shaker, and I recommend that you use some pretty washi tape or whatever tape you have, maybe to tape it shut for those of you with little people. And you can decorate it however you want. Put some eyes on it. So that's our egg shaker, and we're going to use that one in our first song. Now, what if you don't have a storytime kit, or you didn't have time to make it? Maybe you have some sprinkles. Any sort of little container like this. Maybe you even have a snack container that has a top on it. Any little container that you can put something in that will shake will work just fine. So if you've got something you can grab for our shaker song, that would be great. If you don't, you can always pretend, because our imaginations are powerful. The second instrument that we'll probably use during story time today is just a tin can, or a can, a soup can, a vegetable can, anything like that. And then there's a balloon stretched across the top. You can also use something like wax paper. It's just not quite as strong as a balloon, and you just kind of cut the bottom of the balloon, pull it real tight across. And I gave you a little drumstick in your storytime kits, but spoons work, anything like that you can make yourself your own little drum. And feel free to take the label off, decorate it with your own paper, and listen, you can even make noise with it with your mouth. The other two instruments that are in our storytime kit were some straw whistles. And you can use whatever straws you have on hand. You could make it with many, many straws. Just vary the lengths a little bit each time and tape it together. And the last instrument was making your own little kazoo. You just need 2 craft sticks and some rubber bands. You need 1 big rubber band to go across one of the craft sticks. And then you need to make a little space between the craft sticks, and I just cut up some straws. I know it's a little hard to see in there, but you put the straws in there, and then you've got yourself a homemade kazoo. So, some fun homemade instruments you can use. Now, I forgot to tell you, or remind you, that you have lots of things that you can use at home that also work as drums. And one of the favorites, or the perennial favorites, is a pot and a wooden spoon. And depending on what size pot you have, you can make different noises. So explore instruments today, and they can be ones that you make, they can be ones that you find. So maybe go on a scavenger hunt today and find things that you could use as instruments. But let's get started. Now that we've talked a little bit about our homemade instruments and things that you can do. If you have a shaker of some kind, we're going to use our shaker for this song. And we'll also use our drum for this song. But like I said, our imaginations are powerful, so if you don't have one made yet, you can pretend to shake something or find something around your house. All right. And this is a little bit of a movement song, so if you want to stand up, you can do that. So we shake up high, we shake down low, we shake fast, we shake slow. We shake to the ceiling, we shake to the ground, we shake and we dance all around. All right, let's do some drumming. Can we drum up high? We drum up high, we drum down low, we drum fast, we drum slow. We drum to the ceiling, we drum to the ground, we drum and we dance all around. Then we have to put our instruments down and sit next to them and keep them very quiet for our first story today. And this story is about how music can bring us together. This is Accordionly by Michael Genhart. It's illustrated by Priscilla Burris. And this is a little bit of a play on words, they call it. Accordingly, and this is accordionly. Have you ever seen an accordion before? It's an instrument that is a little bit unique. And this book is published by Imagination Press. The accordion is a funny-looking instrument. Is it a little piano? Some kind of harmonica? My abuelo plays the accordion in a mariachi band. When they play ranchero music, he hoots and hollers louder than the rest. It's a fiesta every time he sings, and whenever we visit, my abuelo makes tamales and arroz. I'm sorry, abuela makes the food, and abuelo plays the accordion. My opa plays the accordion in a polka band. When they play, he belts out a yodel that makes the windows shake. So this story is about two grandfathers, one abuelo and one named Opa. He's the only person we know, Opa, who yodels. And whenever we visit, my Oma's Lebkuchen and hot chocolate make us feel right at home. Abuelo and Opa always bring their accordions when they each visit me. Music and singing fills our home. Sometimes I get up and move like a folklorical dancer. Other times I do the polka. The first time my grandparents were all together, one side of the table was really quiet. My grandpas couldn't speak each other's language, so they didn't say much to one another. They said please and thank you a lot, but not much else. We spent the day together in silence. We exchanged glances, but not words. We listened to the birds sing, but we didn't make a sound. My parents noticed the silence too and wondered if something was wrong. ¿Qué pasa? Asked Mom. Abuelo simply grumbled. Was ist los? Asked Dad. Opa just scrunched his face. The silence made me sad. That's when I had an idea. What's his idea? I asked Abuelo to get his accordion, then I asked Opa to get his accordion. At first, Abuelo and Opa just stared at one another, but then they both broke into laughter. Soon they were playing along and singing together. The blending of yodels and hollers broke the silence. Music filled our house once again. Watching Abuelo and Opa made my heart sing with happiness. With all my family together in harmony. Accordionly. Accordionly. So sometimes music can be a language all on its own that can bring us all together. For this next story, I'm going to need your help. I need to know if you know what a cow says. Do you know what a cow says? A cow says, that's right, a cow says moo. So, listen very carefully to Barnyard Boogie and be ready to say what a cow says. I think you'll know when to do it, but I'll point at you. All right, are you ready to be cows? Barnyard Boogie by Tim Mckenna, illustrated by Allison Black. And look at our barnyard animals. Which animals do you see? And do you know what instruments they have there? I see a duck and a horse holding a tuba and a cat with a fiddle or a violin. There's our cow. What does the cow say? Moo. And there's a goat playing a saxophone. Oh, and look. There's more animals on the back. This book is published by Abrams Appleseed. Barnyard Boogie. The Barnyard Band is performing today. All the musicians are ready to play. Horse brings the tuba, oompa doompa doo. Goat swings the sax, honka wonka woo. But what can cow do? Moo? Cat bows the fiddle, zinga zinga zee. pig plays piano. Plink-a-plink-a-plee. But what can cow do? Moo? I hear you saying it with me. Good job. Sheep blares the trumpet. Blat-a-blat-a-blat. Dog bangs the drums. Rat-a-tat-a-tat. But what can cow do? Moo? The crowd is waiting to hear the show. How will they start? When will they go? Who will lead the band? Hoo, 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 says the owl. Cow, of course, and a one and a moo. Come on, let's boogie and give a hand to Cow and the Barnyard Animal Band. The end. It is time for our band to come to town, and we have a finger band. Can you start with your fingers behind your back? We're going to have our finger band come to town. Are you ready? Follow along with me with your hands, okay? The finger band is coming to town, coming to town, coming to town. The finger band is coming to town so early in the morning. This is the way we strum our guitar, strum our guitar, strum our guitar. This is the way we strum our guitar so early in the morning. This is the way we play our flute, play our flute, play our flute. This is the way we play our flute so early in the morning. This is the way we, and you can pretend, or if you have your drum handy, this is the way we bang our drum, bang our drum, bang our drum. This is the way we bang our drum so early in the morning. Do you have your shaker handy? Let's do one more verse. This is the way we shake our eggs, shake our eggs, shake our eggs. This is the way we shake our eggs so early in the morning. What time is it? Oh my goodness, our band has been playing all day. It's time for our finger band to go away. The finger band is going away, going away, going away. The finger band is going away. They have played all day. I wonder if you can think of some other instruments that you could use to pretend, or maybe you even have instruments at home. Do you know someone who plays an instrument? I know someone who plays guitar, and I know someone who plays the baritone in band, and someone who played the saxophone in the band. Do you know anyone who plays an instrument? What instruments do they play? You could do a saxophone with that song. That's a song you can sing at home. What other instruments can you think of? We could play a fiddle or a violin, like this, right? Very good. Our last story today is called Drum Dream Girl, and how one girl's courage changed music. So this is a story about following your dreams, and it doesn't matter whether you're a girl or a boy, you can do many things. This story is by Margarita Engel, and it's illustrated by Rafael Lopez. This is actually a story that's based on a real girl who lived in Cuba. She was a Chinese African Cuban girl. And all of these wonderful illustrations are very vibrant, like an island in a warm place. Drum Dream Girl, How One Girl's Courage Changed Music by Margarita Engel, illustrated by Rafael Lopez, and it's published by Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. On an island of music, in a city of drum beats, the Drum Dream Girl dreamed. Of pounding tall conga drums, tapping small bongo drums, and boom, boom, booming with long, loud sticks on big, round, silvery, moon-bright timbales. But everyone on the island of music in the city of drum beats believed that only boys should play drums. So the Drum Dream Girl had to keep dreaming quiet, secret, drum beat dreams. At outdoor cafes that looked like gardens, she heard drums played by men, but when she closed her eyes, she could also hear her own imaginary music. There she is, listening. When she walked under wind-wavy palm trees in a flower-bright park, she heard the whir of parrot wings, the clack of woodpecker beaks, the dancing tap of her own footsteps, and the comforting pat of her own heartbeat. There she is. Ooh. At Carnival, she listened to the rattling beat of towering dancers on stilts. And the dragon clang of costume drummers wearing huge masks. At home, her fingertips rolled out their dreamy drum rhythm on tables and chairs. And even though everyone kept reminding her that girls on the island of music had never played drums, the brave Drum Dream Girl dared to play tall conga drums, small bongo drums, and big, round, silvery, moon-bright timbales. Her hands seemed to fly as they rippled, rapped, and pounded all the rhythms of her drum dreams. Her big sisters were so excited that they invited her to join their new all-girl dance band. But their father said only boys should play drums. So, the Drum Dream Girl had to keep drumming and dreaming alone. Until finally, her father offered to find a music teacher who could decide if her drums deserved to be heard. The Drum Dream Girl's teacher was amazed. The girl knew so much, but he taught her more and more and more, and she practiced and practiced and practiced. Until the teacher agreed that she was ready to play her small bongo drums outdoors at a starlit cafe that looked like a garden. where everyone who heard her dream bright music sang and danced and decided that girls should always be allowed to play drums, and both girls and boys should feel free to dream. Keep dreaming, my friends. Keep dancing to music. Keep playing music. Keep looking for music. Have a really wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Friday for story time at 10 in the morning. Don't forget to stop by and see what we have for grab and go kits on our grab and go cart in the back hallway of the library. Take care. Bye, friends.